I don't know who needs to hear this, but job search 2025 is a different ball game. It's completely different. It's outrageous, atrocious. I don't know the word to use, but it's not like anything I've experienced before. On top of that, I know a lot of people that are dealing with redundancies or being let go from their jobs unexpectedly. It's never easy or fun, but having that and then having the stress of needing a new job, a new income, source of income, but also it being a complete struggle. And I'm going to speak for myself, and I can say that this job market is like no other I've ever experienced. It's definitely the worst. In fact, after graduating and having zero experience, I found getting a job easier than someone that I'm hireable. I have years of experience. Yes, I'm in marketing, which we can argue is saturated, but generally speaking, it should not take 150, 170, 200, 500 applications to get a job. That is not normal. That is not okay. And the amount of time, effort, and energy spent looking for jobs is unreal. And I know I'm not alone, which is why I'll happily make this video and let you know that, yeah, we can say take accountability, update your CV, make sure you're applying for jobs that are relevant to you, blah, blah, blah. Absolutely. I know that a good job seeker is going to be doing that, period. But let's talk about the fact that actually a lot of companies have not been hiring. There are a lot of job ads that are just for facades. Like, honestly, it's just to show that a business looks like they're growing. It is also a formality. Sometimes they've got someone internal and they've got internal applications that they're going to favor. And I know this sounds like someone that's going through it and they're just going to put down this whole system, but this is a systemic issue and it needs to be talked about because, like I said, so much onus gets put on someone being unemployed when actually it is diabolical out there on the job market, and it may differ from field to field. But generally speaking, I know a lot of people that have been suffering in this 2025 job market. A lot of businesses are not hiring. A lot of businesses are outsourcing for cheaper labor. Let's not deny it. A lot of businesses have waited until April tax year, whether that's for budgeting, which is a usual thing. April to April is the tax year. Therefore, that's when they're going to start hiring. A lot of businesses have had hiring freezes and making cuts and redundancies. The amount of people I know alone that have been made redundant in the past year or let go in shady ways, like myself, is ridiculous. It's not okay. On top of that, it should not take 200 job applications to secure a job. It really shouldn't. And whilst we're there, why is it 4 or 5 interviews to get a job? It's not normal. This shouldn't be normalized. This shouldn't be accepted. I'm not just here to whine about it. Obviously, keep applying, keep doing you, maintain some positivity, but it is a real mental toll, as well as the stress of, having that financial insecurity and some elements of shame that comes with it, that you're not a functioning, member of society because you haven't got a job and you're paying your way and you're just using your savings or just getting by in whatever way. I'm not here for it. This job market is ridiculous. I'm by your side. Keep doing what you're doing. I think it's going to start picking up since we are out of April, and there are those facade jobs. There are things like that. There are even scams I've seen online that are just ridiculous. And unfortunately, I've also come across companies that just want to interview you because you are from a competitor and they just want to get some insight knowledge, and they may not even be hiring for that role officially. So yeah, there's a lot of behind the scenes things that happened and need to be talked about, and I never really realized this until this point in my career, but it's been there all along. I just don't know if it's because it's in my forefront right now because I'm experiencing it, or if it is because also the state of the economy and the cost of living crisis is really highlighting it. Additionally, I don't think I've ever experienced so many redundancies around me, but I don't know. This is just my opinion, and I don't know who needs to hear it, but keep doing what you're doing. That job will come. I agree it shouldn't be so freaking hard to get a job.
If you're between the ages of 15 and 24 and you're wondering why you can't find a job, let me show you why. I had come across a Globe and Mail article, and they were talking about how the job market for new Canadian graduates is absolutely abysmal. In the first quarter of 2025, the unemployment rate for recent graduates was 11.2%. Now, this includes individuals who are under the age of 25, have completed university or some other post-secondary education, and they are not currently enrolled in school. For those aged 15 to 24, this is the highest unemployment rate that we've seen in the past 2 decades, excluding the pandemic. What I find interesting about this Global Mail article is when they talk about the reason why the unemployment rate among youth is so high in this country, they attribute it to Donald Trump and the tariffs. They make the justification that because of the trade war that's going on with the United States, it is reducing investment and expansion within Canada, and that is why they're not hiring any people, and that's why the youth aren't employed. Now, what they're saying isn't entirely wrong. Yes, because of the trade war, there's less investment in Canada and there is less expansion, and that means there's going to be less jobs offered in this country because of the trade war. But youth unemployment in this country has been a big issue for the past several years. It's not something new. This has been happening well before the trade war with the United States. And let me clue you in on the reason why the youth are experiencing record unemployment in Canada right now. Immigration. Simple as that. Now, before you call me a racist, let me explain. Now, here's the reason why, as a Canadian youth, you're not able to get a job. Number one is because of the temporary foreign worker program, and number two is because of the student visa program. I'm going to make a separate video detailing the temporary foreign worker program and how that's causing Canadian youth to not get the jobs that they deserve. It's quite long and detailed, so I'll save that for another video. But let's talk about the student visa program. Now, when you come to Canada as a student, you have to show the Canadian government you have a certain amount of money in your account. I think it's like $10,000 or something. So you have to show that amount to the Canadian government, and that to them is an indicator to say, hey, this person has the funds to sustain themselves while they live in Canada, while they study here, and this means that they do not need to go look for a job in order to sustain themselves. They have enough money. Now, mind you, the government is requesting this information regarding how much money is in these students' accounts every semester, okay? So they're checking to see if they have enough money to sustain themselves here. Now, what these newcomers are doing is that they're employing the services of businesses overseas that specialize in putting money into their account to make it look like they have the funds necessary to sustain themselves in the country that they're residing in. The business puts 10 grand in the student's account, the student shows it to the government says, okay, all good. Then the student sends the money back to the business that lent it to them, and all they have to do is pay a little bit of interest on it. And guess what? They need a job to do that. And the crazy thing is that the government knows this is happening. They can follow the paper trail of the money coming in and out. They're not fucking stupid. They know. They just don't give a fuck because it benefits them. This means that the government has a bigger tax base now. That means that they can tax more people and get more tax revenue. Why the fuck should they care that these guys are abusing the system? This means that you, the Canadian youth, are getting the short end of the stick. The government doesn't give a fuck. They know that their immigration policies are lax and they're being abused, but they're getting so much money from these international students that they just don't care. The temporary foreign worker program also plays a big part in the reason why youth unemployment is so high in this country, but I'll make a separate video on that. To sum it all up, the Canadian government just doesn't give a fuck. The Liberal government especially does not care that their immigration policies are actually harming the future of this country and that youth are not getting the employment opportunities that they deserve, and it's really sad to see. But I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on this. If you're a young Canadian and you've been applying to jobs, let me know. Talk about it in the comments below. Let me know how many jobs you've applied to, all that stuff. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, follow, all that good stuff. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.
Getting rejected by a job at 3 a.m. is wicked work. Like, that's what we doing? Riddle me this. Imagine you apply to a job. You get referral for the job. You know somebody, they put you D, cool. They reach out to you to interview for the job. You do the interview. For some reason, the interviewer is a little lost and confused. Talk about some, oh, I'm not typically on this side of things. I don't know what the hiring process is gonna look like. I don't know what hours they want the person to work. I don't know too many details, but I just know that they want to move fast. Oh, okay, red flag. The hell? Proceeds to ghost you for 3 weeks. Oh, so you reach out to inquire. You email a human being's email address. They send you the automatic rejection email at 3 a.m. I don't need to work. Like, I'm not begging for manual labor.
Do you want to know one of the hardest things about applying for jobs right now? I think this is actually a hot take, but like, hear me out. Is when all your friends and family are like checking in on you and asking how your job search is going. And depending on the timing, like maybe someone checks in and they're like, oh my gosh, how's it going? And you're like, oh my God, I have this job interview I'm super excited for. You like tell a bunch of people, you're like, oh yeah, I have this interview. Like I'm like in round 2, I'm super excited. And then like a week later, all your friends and family like check back in and they're like, oh my gosh, like, did you get that job? Like, what's going on? And then that's when like you already have gotten rejected from it. And then everyone who was excited for you and like checks back in with you, you have to be like, no, I got rejected. Or you have to be like, no, I got ghosted. Haven't heard back. Or like whatever is going on, because like you never get the fucking job, you always get ghosted or rejected these days, and it like you just have to like go into it, and that's like the worst part. That's absolutely the worst part.
I had a final round interview last week, and turns out I didn't get the job. I'm a terminated federal employee, and I'm Nicole. And it just sucks when you get like so close, like the finish line was so close, and then I'm just like back to starting. And like over the past couple months, one of my biggest challenges is like getting somebody to like actually talk to me. Like I can apply to 1 million jobs online, but I'm just like one of 1,000 applicants. And like I kept saying like I just need some to like want to talk to me. Like I just need the interview, and then from there I can do this. And then someone wanted to talk to me, and I had a lot of interviews, and I spent a lot of time preparing for them. And then I got to the very end and it was a no. And it's just like, this whole process just sucks. And I had a job that I loved, and like, how is this happening? And like, why didn't they want me? And I'm talking about it on the internet to strangers and my friends. And this is just past 6 months, so bizarre. So feeling low today. Tomorrow will be better. I'll get back on the finding a job grind. But yeah, it just sucks. Hang in there.
Always very confusing to me when comedians are like, it's the job of the comedian to speak truth to power and to offend people. Like that job position has actually already been filled by Azalea Banks. She's proven to be the stronger candidate. So get a new gig or apply elsewhere, perhaps a different society.
I was laid off last month, and it's officially been a little over a month now since I've been laid off. And one of the very first things that I did was make my little sappy LinkedIn post just saying, hi, I'm laid off, I'm unemployed, I'm looking for opportunity, and I want to use my network, and here's what I'm looking for, essentially. Today, I just signed an offer letter. I wouldn't have gotten this opportunity had I not posted my LinkedIn post. I was kind of embarrassed when I first made the post, but I just felt like I had to do it. I have so many connections on LinkedIn. I need to utilize my network, and I think networking is so important. And I had multiple different conversations, but had I not made that post, I wouldn't have gotten this job offer. All this to be said, if you're laid off, you're unemployed, take a chance, make the post on LinkedIn. It doesn't matter if you look or if you're embarrassed, because what's gonna happen? Someone's gonna read it and be like, oh, that person's laid off. They might know someone, or they might know something in the pipeline that's being worked on where someone's growing a team. You just never know. It's just worth making the post, because even if you get the opportunity just to have a few conversations with someone new, that's someone new that you're adding into your network. And you never know what's going to come back around. Maybe in a year from now, that person will be like, hey, you weren't a fit now, but I thought about you with this opportunity. Would you be interested in a conversation again? So yeah, this is your sign. If you're laid off, it's not the end of the world. Enjoy your time off if you can, and make your LinkedIn posts. It's so worth it.
Why is finding a job the most difficult thing in the world? It's harder than school. It's harder than anything I've ever done. I just graduated college, can't find a job anywhere. Everyone says I need experience. Well, how do I get experience if nobody hires you without experience, like, or they want to give you the experience? Like, sorry that I don't have enough experience. I was busy getting a degree that you require. Was that not enough still? Is my degree that I studied for 4 years not enough? I'm so confused.
I can't find any job, it feels like, that wants to pay me enough to live. Okay, update. I'm still unemployed. Woo! I love that. I actually hate it. I've applied to over 50 jobs, which I'm not unique. I've seen so many videos recently of people in the exact same position as I am, and they've even applied to like a million more jobs than I have. So me having applied to 50 jobs and over 50 jobs and still not having a job, like, so not unique. But that's the situation. Still can't find a job. Even though I'm applying out the wazoo, I'm using all my resources, like calling on previous employers, but whatever. I'm at a job fair today. I brought 3 copies of my resume. I'm not going to show you guys my resume or any of that, but resume and transcripts from both undergrad and grad school. So wish me luck.
No one wants to work anymore. No one wants to hire anymore. Why are we putting entry-level candidates through 27 rounds of interviews to offer them compensation equivalent to a free lunch voucher at Chuck E. Cheese? Grow up!
I have an interview at Highness. It's a grocery store. And I'm like 0 to 7 in jobs right now. And I was like, oh, do jobs not hire on the spot anymore? Because, like, I've been working at this job that I currently have for, like, 2 years. So, like, I haven't needed a job in a little bit. Because I remember I used to quit the day after and find a new job yesterday. Like, what the fuck? Like, that shit used to be easy as the snap. Like, now, like, had an interview at 7 jobs and get one. Not one. Like, why the fuck is this so hard? And I seen a post that somebody was like, oh yeah, make sure y'all stay at y'all jobs because it's real hard to get a job. I thought they were talking about serious jobs. Bitch, I'm trying to throw some chicken tenders and some chicken grease. Why the fuck is this so hard? Bitch, I applied to Cane's. Bitch, it's Mr. Hero. I ain't working at no fucking Mr. Hero. I feel like they don't pay good. I look a fucking mess. Edge is not done. Hair is stiff. It's making me itch. Get my hair done on Friday. Tune in.
And if you're gonna do Instacart as a full-time job, don't do it. I just had an order pop up that said, oh, this order is 45 items for $7. $7 to grab 40 items off the floor, to wait in the line, to pack all of it, to drive to the person's house and drop it off. $7. That's not even minimum wage where I live. I'm not saying don't do Instacart, but I am saying don't make it your full-time thing because I'm struggling right now.
The company I've been with for the past 2 years did a round of layoffs today and I lost my job. I'm letting myself be sad a little bit today, but then we're gonna make unemployment my bitch. Anyways, come and spend my first day of unemployment with me.
Love you. Hi, baby. Such a good walker, baby.
I'm heading out to Chicago tonight for my best friend's bridal shower. I was planning on packing a lot earlier, but obviously we got other news today, so I need to pack right now. I literally have to leave in an hour. Packed and ready to go. I just start to get really sad again about losing my job. It's so weird. The emotions just come in waves, so I'm like, oh, everything's fine. Everything happens for a reason. I've been like, fuck, I actually really liked what I did. I'm sure this is very normal, and if you've ever experienced something like this, let me know because it's such a weird feeling. I can't even put it into words. I'm really excited to get going to Chicago and celebrate Cassie. I literally can't believe she's getting married. It's gonna be such a fun weekend. Full crash out happening now. Just started crying again. Operation Find a Bar.
Yep.
Thank you. Can't make this up. We landed at 11:20 and it is 2:05 and I just got off the airplane. Fingers crossed tomorrow is a much better day.
I got laid off last December, and the worst part about not having a job is not what most people would think it is. It's not the fact that I am not making enough money. It's not the fact that I don't have anywhere to go. It is the insane guilt that I wake up with and go to bed with every single night. It is the fact that even on a weekend, I feel more relieved because my responsibility to find a job ceases on the weekend, you know, because if nobody else is working on the weekend, then I'm allowed to not have a job on the weekend. But the second Monday rolls around, the guilt is back. The guilt is back. And I don't think enough people talk about this, and it never goes away. And it feels fully like it's your fault, no matter how many times you're applying for jobs, no matter how qualified you are for what you're applying for. Just guilt. I just feel insanely guilty, like I have done something wrong or am doing something wrong. So you can't even enjoy your days off. And I think that just says a lot about our society and the value that we place on working. And don't get me wrong, like I still have side hustles and stuff, right? But it's that guilt of not having that 9-to-5 structure. It's the same way I would feel if I had a part-time job right now with a degree. It's just guilt. It's sick. It's sick, and I wish I could unlearn it. I wish I could not know what it's felt. I've worked every single day since I was like 16 years old. So not having a job feels like I'm letting someone down because of the guilt. And I'm going crazy a little bit, I think. So let me know if you have any recommendations.
Sometimes I get embarrassed that it's been almost a year after I graduated and I can't find a marketing job and I'm still working retail. But then I do my hair and my makeup every day, getting to work with the goal to be the next Alex from Target. Look at my cute ass hair that I did today and compliment me. Thank you.